Oh, we're home.
Hi. It's the cookies that I got.
I deserve it.
Are you eating my cookies?
Yeah, but there's a lot left.
I don't like you coming over and eating my cookies. Oh, Evan, we've already talked about this. I don't like your girlfriend coming over here because she's eating my cookies. She's doing too much stuff.
But like, it's only one cookie.
No. Like, you guys didn't ask. You didn't ask.
Yeah.
No, I was looking forward to eating those cookies. This has happened like one too many times.
I can go right now.
No, we can't let it slide. We can't let it slide.
I think
This
it's fine.
has happened
Like, I'll
too
buy
many
you
times.
cookies. It'll be.
No. Like, what I wanted to eat the cookies right now. And it's for something else. Like, it was for my friends too. So, like.
Sorry, I thought it was communal because it was left on the counter. You
No,
guys
it's-
usually label stuff and put it in the
This is an apartment, so it's not communal. Like.
Oh, you guys don't
share.
share
It's alright.
groceries?
It's
No,
like
No, Justin, no. We've let it go too many times. Like, this is too much.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'll try to make up for it. I can go right now and buy
You never
more.
know anything, though. Like, you just do too much.
You don't have to be rude.
I'm sorry.
I had good intentions. I left a lot just in case.
Eating a cookie that's mine is not a good intention. I'm sorry. So.
How can I make it up to you?
You can, like, not live here anymore. Like, not be here, if that's okay with you.
Well, she hasn't been living here.
Yeah.
She's been here, like, quite a few times.
I've just been visiting though, and it says I could stay for like 3 nights, so I've been staying 3 nights and then going back.
You've been staying, like, you've been overstaying your welcome. Additionally, like, you guys are always up late at night, and I know Justin's not gonna, like, say anything, but he's been up, like, because you guys are keeping him up. Like, we're college students, and I know you're not in college, so it's, like, hard to understand that, but, yeah.
That's
true,
If he was
but
weak,
you don't have to worry about that.
No.
Don't worry.
No, because Justin and I talked about it last night, and of course, he may not, like, tell you guys, because he's, like, a little soft-spoken, Justin, but, you know, he was telling me that the other night, so.
Oh, well, I mean, I live really far, so that's the only reason why I'm staying with him. I feel like it's more convenient. I do have actually some classes on campus, so it'd be really helpful if I were to stay here, just in his room though, so I wouldn't stay in like communal areas.
Evan, I've already told you, like, I don't like your girlfriend coming here. She's been disrespecting the house.
I don't know, but you guys have just been like super rude to her, like the whole time she's like been here.
Just let it slide. Don't worry about it. Can we go?
Yeah.
Alright, let's head out.
Thank you all for coming today. So I heard that you guys have been having some problems, so we're gonna mediate through this. You guys already emailed me about this and told me that this is what you guys agreed with. You guys are short on time, so we're only have one session. It's gonna be 2 hours long, and it's gonna be $100. You all still agree to this? Yeah? All right. So first, we're gonna start off with everyone giving their sides of stories, how they feel. Please do your best to not interrupt the other party, and everyone will get a chance to speak. And then after that, we're gonna talk about what happened, see if we can come to some agreements, and we'll work it out through there. Sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Aaliyah, would you like to start off with what happened, your side of things, and how you felt?
Yeah, sure. So, I just feel like Anna's been coming over to the apartment way too much. We signed up for the lease agreement as 3 people, and now it's seeming like a 4th person is coming, and there's not any like rent being paid for Anna's side. Also, I meal prep my food, so when I find that Anna's eating my food, it's like then I don't have food for the rest of the week. So it's just, I feel like it's really a burden having her around, and it's already been like too long, like literally the entire quarter. And like Justin and I were talking last night, and he told me that it's been super hard for him to concentrate on his work because they're college students and we're trying to focus. I'm sorry, this is just so, it's making me so upset, like how much I have to talk about this. So anyways, Justin, he hasn't even been able to sleep, and like with college students, he's a straight A student, so it's just been really hard. And I feel like I just want Anna gone at this point. Like, I don't want to do the talking with Evan, conversations. So, yeah, it's just annoying to me at this point. Yeah.
Justin, do you have anything to add to that?
So like I said, the two of them have been making a lot of noise at night. I tried buying earplugs to mitigate it, but that hasn't really worked. The walls are just that thin, so yeah, they haven't been effective. And I didn't really want to talk to Anna about it because I really didn't want to fight her at first, but at some point enough is enough. I think she's kind of overstayed her welcome. And also the other day I was coming back home with Aaliyah, and we both caught Anna taking one of Aaliyah's cookies, and I know Aaliyah was looking forward to that after a really stressful day. So I think that's just kind of the icing on the cake.
All right, Evan, how about you give your guys' side story? Tell me what happened and how you're feeling.
Like, there was like cookies left on the counter. There wasn't any name on them. They were already opened, so we thought they were just for like all the roommates. So then that's why I let Anna have one. And then she drives so far, we don't get to see each other all the time. So the only time we get to like hang out is at night and stuff. So it's like you guys didn't really give her a chance and like get to know her. You kind of just like went off on all the negatives first and didn't like try to be like friends with her or anything.
All right, Anna, do you have anything to add to what Evan said?
Yeah.
Aaliyah, if we could please keep our comments to ourselves, please.
No, it's just breathing, sorry.
I'm sorry, but some of the actions that you take, so like shaking your head or some of those like sighs can be taken as like a little bit disrespectful. So if we could please give the same respect they gave you when you were talking.
Okay.
Please continue, Anna.
Well, to address your 2 points for being loud at night, I'm really sorry.
3 points.
Can you
Yeah.
stop interrupting me, please? For the 2 points, being loud at night, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was such an issue. Like, if you would come up to me and like ask me about it or talk to me about it, of course, like I'm totally open to changing. I just didn't know that it was a bother, so I'm sorry about that, and I'll try to be more conscious of that. For eating your food, I talked to you in the moment and explained how it wasn't intentional. In my last housing situation, we all shared our groceries, and since it was open on the counter, we assumed that it was okay to eat. I didn't intentionally try to steal something from you. So honestly, I felt really like unwelcome, and I feel like you guys didn't even give me a chance. You can see that I'm not a bad person. I can change, I just didn't know these were such big issues. So now that I know, I hope you guys would give me another chance. Plus, like, it would really help me out. I'm not trying to invade you guys' space. I'm here, and I'm paying like 1/4 of the fee.
So I've written a little summary of all the points that you guys made, and I hope that you all agree with it. And please let me know if there's anything that seems wrong or that I'm incorrect with.
Both Justin and Leah walked in. Seems like they had a disagreement with you about eating the cookies, and that's where the conflict started. So I was wondering if either both or one of you could start talking about, how it made you feel when they confronted you, or maybe your thought process of like, what happened. And then both Justin or Leah, or both of you at the same time, because just talk it out. See, like, hey, maybe like this is why I did this. My feelings. Like, I want you to know this is how I felt. You can have that open dialogue. I just want you guys to like come into agreement of like, this is what I did and this is why I did it, and just understand each other. Sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anna or Evan, either of you like to start?
Yeah, so on the cookie thing, I let her have them because I thought they were for like everyone else, and I didn't know they were just for you because they didn't have your name on them or anything. They were like labeled,
Okay.
and I didn't know that we were being so loud in the room. Like, I would have like dealt with that problem earlier if you guys like told me, came up to us, and not just like blow up on us like this. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I feel like it would have been better if you guys just came and talked to us. instead of like assuming the worst. It felt like when I was eating the cookies and you guys came in, it was like kind of aggressive, and it's not like I meant to do it. You guys treated me like I was intentionally trying to steal from you, which obviously I would never do.
Look at the way you're talking. You're like making all these gestures. I'm sorry. It's just funny how you're looking because you're being like aggressive as you're speaking, and you're talking about how we didn't come up to you. That's the reason why. I see on our board you put roommates are rude, but here you are talking like in a rude manner. It seems.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
So it is true that I didn't really talk to you about the noise issue. I initially just bought some earplugs for myself, and then I tried using them, but I could still hear you all. Maybe it's either because I cheaped out on the earplugs and they didn't really work. Maybe y'all were just so loud it went through. But either way, I did not mention anything to you about the noise initially.
Oh, Justin's so kind though. I don't think it was your earplugs. I also think like you guys just could have been a little bit more considerate. You guys know how thin the walls are, so
Well,
that's how I feel.
I actually didn't know how thin the walls are. I'm not like
You're quite
familiar.
a bit, so I thought you might know.
No one's ever brought up the issue, so how would I know?
Maybe also because both of us are so quiet that nothing ever goes through the thin walls.
I guess I can see that. I feel like the cookie issue was really big to me because I meal prep my cookies now. I'm on a strict diet, so I usually have like one cookie a day, and I set that amount of cookies out for me. So when I noticed that there was a few gone, it did make me upset. So yeah, I guess that's why I feel so strongly about it. So like, why did you do that?
Well, again, I'm really sorry that I messed your food prep up. I did offer in the moment to go to the grocery store right then to get you cookies to replace it. I don't think, I think I did everything I possibly could to try to make it better.
Okay. I guess I can see that.
Justin, anything?
Well, like it wasn't her that decided to like get the cookie. She asked me if she could have one. So, and I like gave her permission to have the cookies because I thought they're for everyone. Because you left them on the counter without a label. So maybe next time you should like label them meal prep cookies.
That, and also maybe we shouldn't eat what's not ours. But I can do that too.
Okay.
You had something to say?
Yeah, so like I feel like I've been really accommodating, and I feel like I've apologized and explained my reasoning multiple times, and I would just, before we like come to a resolution, I just really appreciate at least some acknowledgement of how you might have handled it not the best and been a little rude to me.
Let me just offer you an apology on her behalf. Okay, I know it's not really like her kind of style to like immediately offer an apology, but I'm sure all of us want this to come to a resolution as soon as possible. So let me just apologize on Lee's behalf. All right?
I really appreciate that, Justin. However, in order to like move on, I feel like it would have to come from her because I feel like
I'm sorry. Alright, next mediator, next topic.
that doesn't really feel the most genuine, and I feel like there's still tension between us, and I don't know what else I can do.
Maybe you can like pay some of the rent since you've been staying here and taking up a lot of space.
Oh, I've actually talked about the rent with Evan, and since I'm sharing his room and you're paying for rent per room, he agreed that I didn't have to pay half of his. It's not like I'm staying in the common room, or else I would have paid rent.
Well, have you heard of anything called utilities? Because that's something we have to pay for too.
Oh, well, my understanding was it was incorporated in the rent, but if we can find like an exact number, I can pay like 1/4 of it.
That's fine to me.
Okay, but in order to do that, I would really appreciate at least some apology.
Okay, I guess. I mean, as Justin said, it is hard for me to apologize because. Okay, like I said, I'll try. I am sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
For what?
Okay, mediator, I said I'm sorry twice now. This is just
It's
too
like you're
extreme.
forcing it out. It's not genuine at all.
That's just me. That's just who I am. Literally.
Ingenuine.
Mediator, now we're calling names. Like, you don't have to say that.
Do you agree that her apology is not the most genuine and it doesn't really help the conflict at all?
How would you like me to say it?
Say you're sorry and say what you're sorry for.
Okay, maybe we could just move on from the apology thing and then try to resolve some of the other issues that were also brought up.
I mean, we can only move on if, you know, everyone agrees to move on. And, I mean, it seems like, Anna, you don't want to move on from this. Am I right?
Well, I'm fine with moving on. I just know that the solution won't be the best if we still have tension. Because hopefully a solution will include me living there if I am fine with paying part of the utilities
Mm-hmm.
and respecting everyone's space and respecting the other rules in the apartment. I just think everyone should give a little as well.
Okay, I guess I can understand that. So, and I think I could have handled the cookie situation a little better. And I guess I am appreciative that you did offer to pay for the cookies. So I do apologize that I took it to the extreme. Sometimes, like in conflict, I just see things as black and white, or black and white. So yeah, I am sorry for that. And next time I'll try to keep my temper at a cool level. Yeah, or something. Yeah.
Does everyone feel like they said what they needed to say?
Mhm.
Everyone good with that? What about the cookie situation?
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the other points that were brought up, it seems like there's also, before the cookie situation, it seems like there's also some, I guess, some problems with Anna. You've been staying over a long time. Both Justin and Aaliyah feel like maybe you overstayed your welcome a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you have to say about that?
Well, I know the rule is like 3 nights in a row and then I have to leave, but I live like 3 hours away and I do go to school nearby, so it would be really like a great chance for me to be near school and spend time with my boyfriend, which we never get to see each other. And because I was willing to pay part of the utilities, I really appreciate it if you let me stay in the apartment.
I mean, as long as you keep it down, that's fine. And like respect my stuff, I'm fine with that, honestly.
I can totally see where you guys are coming from. I know it feels like you have a 4th roommate, which is why I'm trying to be the best roommate I can. Because like if we don't come to a resolution, I'm not even gonna have a place to stay, and I'm gonna have to commute 3 hours every single day, and I'm never gonna see my boyfriend. So I really hope we come to some resolution. Can you kind of see like where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like part of the reason why we live on campus is because we're also not from the area, so we do want like living close to our classes, especially in the morning, right?
All right. Does everyone feel like you've given your opinion about what happened, how you're feeling? Yeah.
I feel hurt.
Is there anything else you feel like still needs to be addressed? Anything about, you know, how you felt about the situation, about anything that anyone else brought up? No? Okay. So now that we've pretty much talked about everyone's feelings, what happened, and just now that we have that baseline understanding, we're gonna try to see if we can come up with some solutions about the issues you guys brought up, while also taking into account everyone's feelings about, you know, what did happen, and probably try to come up with some, you know, some solutions about how we can prevent future conflicts. And we'll all work on it together and come up with like some agreements about things that works for everyone and things that are long lasting, hopefully. Does that sound good with everyone?
Sounds good.
Let's move on to that.
All right, so these seems like the 3 main issues that were brought up in your guys' discussions. Do we agree with them?
Yeah.
Food, rent, noise. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this was specifically the cookies you guys brought up. You also mentioned meal planning, that type of thing. This was about Anna staying here
with her boyfriend, even though she's not on the lease.
Mhm.
And the noise was also brought up with both Evan and Anna, and how it occasionally keeps you guys up. Do you agree with that? That's what happened?
Mhm.
Alrighty, so after hearing what you guys talked about, all the issues that were explained and your guys' opinions on this, it seems like there's kind of 3 underlying issues, interests that explain these, which will help us create a better solution rather than like these very specific things. And it seems like for food, and please correct me if I'm ever wrong, it's kind of like a food security thing. So, you know, sometimes you may feel like there's not enough food in the house.
Yeah.
You always want to make sure that, like, you know, there's enough. You guys are college students, you don't have a lot of money. So food security is important for you guys. Financial security. So making sure that you guys are always able to make ends meet, you know, making sure that there's enough money for the bills. And you feel that like it's a bit not fair because there's an extra person there, even though on the lease originally there wasn't. So you want to make sure that this needs met. And for the noise, it seems more, it's going to be more about your guys' academics and just making sure you get good amount of sleep, because you know you guys have classes all the time, you're still college students, some of you guys got jobs, you gotta make sure that both these needs are being met.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yes.
All right. So since we agree on this, the next part's gonna be coming up with solutions for not only these 3 things that you guys brought up initially, but also these main interests. Because by solving these main interests, we're gonna come up with solutions that are longer lasting and more effective.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, so we can work on any of these, we can do it in any order you want, we can keep going, bouncing around, but does anyone have any solutions to any of them?
I can start first. I think for food, I like what Evan did say about me labeling food.
Mhm.
So I think I can do that.
Okay.
I agree. I feel like that's like the main thing that is causing problems, people not labeling food.
Okay. Any other solutions? Remember, there's no wrong answers.
Making sure food doesn't like stay in the refrigerator, like on the counter for too long.
So, more like making sure food doesn't spoil.
Yeah, and like making sure it's like put away nicely and organized.
Anything else?
I guess in general, just don't touch food that you didn't buy yourself unless you got permission from the person who bought it.
Okay.
Yes, that's a good one. Ask
So-
for permission.
Ask for permission? Okay.
Yeah, because I mean there was permission that happened before, but I mean Evan gave permission to Anna, but Evan wasn't the one who bought the cookies in the first place.
That's an excellent point, Justin.
Thank you.
Alright, there you go. Ask for permission from owner. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Looks like we got some solutions for food security. Anything else for the other 2?
I feel like for the noise, I think like the best solution is like a quiet hour,
I agree with that. Yeah.
where after like a certain time, and it'll be like different for like the weekends and weekdays. So maybe on like the weekdays it could be like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
And
I'd be down for that.
On the weekends it'll be like 12:30.
You can even push it to 1 if you want, because I don't have anything to wake up for on the weekends. Yeah, but that sounds good. 11 on weekdays and then 12:30 on weekends.
Do you have any other ideas?
I think for rent, like we all split utilities, so we all
Yeah.
contribute.
I mean, we each pay for our own bed spaces, right? But I agree for the utilities at least.
Anything else?
No, I feel like that's fair.
Yes, sir. And you feel like we'll be able to actually like agree to these? Like, do you feel like both parties will be able to like actually agree? Like, we'll fine tune them,
Yeah.
come up with more of the specifics. But do we think that's okay? We don't want to come up with any more options.
Yeah, I think like just overall, if there's something that bothers us, just go up to them and talk to them.
Like kind of like
respectful way.
a general solution. For,
Yeah, just to prevent further problems.
We'll talk it out. That sound good? All right. So next, we're going to be moving on to more, I guess, choosing which options like everyone agrees with. Because this was, well, the previous step was more about like, kind of brainstorming together. Maybe y'all didn't agree with everything. Maybe you just came up with things that were specific to you guys. But we'll just go down straight down the list. We'll choose if one or all of them that we want to use. And after we choose them, then I'll go into like fine tuning. I mean, more about the specifics. Sound good? Alright. So now we've gone a few options on the table. We're gonna start either agreeing with which option we want to use, coming up with new ones if you thought of anything new, or getting rid of some. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Alright, so we'll just go down the list that we came up with them. So for food security, is there anything of the three that you guys brought up that you feel like you don't like it, maybe you want to change it a little bit, or which ones that like you guys feel like, yeah, like we should do that?
I think all of these seem pretty alright. But in terms of organization of food, I mean, like, since this apartment is meant for 3 leaseholders, so there's like there's 3 cabinets in the kitchen. We would have to figure out some way to split that too. So I was just thinking, well, since Evan, Aaliyah, and myself are the 3 on the lease, we could just all have our own designated cupboards, and maybe Evan and Anna could split one. Or
That seems fair.
okay,
So that sounds like we're gonna be on the organization of food side.
yeah.
So do we wanna, I'm guessing we wanna implement some form of that?
Right.
Everyone agree with that?
Yes.
How about the other 2?
Maybe labeling isn't necessary if like you already like know it's not yours. So
Well, I feel like people should like label their food, so it's like marked if they're not there, so we know whose is who.
Do you have anything to say about that, Justin or Leah?
Yeah, I just feel like we know what we buy, so we should only eat that. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it is necessary.
who knows if at some point like you find it like tedious to label food. Like I rip off this piece of tape, write my name, stick it on a Tupperware, stick it on the next Tupperware, and then it comes off when I wash the lid. So I don't know. It could work, but also if we know it's not ours, then it might not be necessary.
Anything you have to say about what they said?
I feel like that's fine. We can see how it works, and then if it like doesn't work, then we can like go to something else like labeling.
Okay. So it seems like don't use this initially. If for some reason this isn't enough, then maybe include some sort of labeling process.
Yeah.
Maybe only in the fridge, something like that, somewhere where like it's a bit harder to see like that's my stuff, this is your stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So we'll not be using this for now.
At least not at first.
At least not at first. But it seems like you guys are aware of it now, you can use it later if you want to. So, how about asking for permission from owner?
Yeah.
Yay, nay?
Yeah, it's pretty simple to do. I don't see why not.
I think it's good to ask who bought the food and like to get permission.
I agree.
So, looks like Anna, would you like it too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it seems like we're gonna be doing both of these. And if you think of anything else, we can add it up to here. Alright, moving on to financial security / rent. Anything else that you guys have thought of maybe to add on to this? There are no wrong solutions.
Possibly, I don't know, maybe also another option on the table could be splitting rent, like, I don't know, adding the total and then figuring out a new way to split it.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Because we're still gonna pay the same amount of money, but then like the kitchen might be occupied more often or something.
I like how you're using your voice, Justin.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good job.
Anything else from Evan or Anna?
No, not right now. I think like the utilities is pretty fair.
Me too.
But no other like new solutions or anything like that?
Cause I'm already paying rent, so it's like, and she's staying in my room, so it's not like she's sleeping in like the common area.
It's honestly like if you guys had a friend over during the day, because at night you guys won't even see me. I'm gonna be in his room, so it's like if you would have charged your friend to come over.
So what it sounded like is not everyone's coming into agreement, specifically Evan and Anna, you don't really agree with the rent split?
Yeah, it's not really fair. Cause she's not staying there like all the time, and she's not gonna be on the lease. It's like us three.
I mean, so does she intend, or Anna, sorry, do you intend to like use the kitchen at all? Or for like any cooking purposes, or?
Yeah, hopefully that would be okay.
Okay, because if you do occupy the kitchen, then I would prefer more of a rent split since you're also like kind of occupying the common area.
Yeah.
But then it's like she'd be with me cooking, so it'd just be like me cooking.
Well, if you two are together, then I can understand that. Yeah, but only if like she's cooking by herself, then I would be opposed to it.
Mm.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. And maybe another solution could be, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I think another solution can be that they like don't renew the lease. Like maybe if Evan doesn't renew the lease, then maybe they can find a room together next year. That might be helpful.
It feels like you're kind of kicking him out, which I would prefer you not do.
Oh, it's just a potential.
Okay.
We still have many months left on our lease, so that's more of a future thing. You don't have to deal with that right now.
So does that sound like a not right now issue? Maybe later?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
put this down more as like a question mark. But does everyone agree with the equal utility split?
Mm-hmm.
That sound fair?
Yeah.
Just as long as like Evan and Anna are like cooking together and like Anna's not like occupying the kitchen by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like that would help with the rent financial security thing?
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Anna?
As far as like being able to cook alone, I totally understand you want the space clear, and I'll be super conscious of that. So if you want to cook, obviously I'll get out of the way. But I want to just point out that like the utilities fee is like, it doesn't go up or down the more you use the kitchen. So I would appreciate it if like I'd be allowed to cook on my own, because I still need to eat when he's like in class.
Does that sound fair? I mean, we can work out the specifics more about like the utility split, but do we at least agree at the very minimum that there should be some form of utility splitting?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, and we'll work out more of the specifics after we finish with the noise. Sound
Sounds
good?
good.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to the noise then. Any other things that you may have come up with, or anything else?
No staying during the weekdays. Monday through Thursday.
So during the weekdays, right? Or
Yeah.
weekends, you mean?
Weekdays.
Weekdays?
Since that's when we have to study the most and stuff.
Would Evan and Anna be okay with that, or no? No?
That's like defeating the purpose of like her staying, because her staying is because she doesn't want to like drive 3 hours like commuting. So if she's only allowed to stay on the weekends, it like doesn't solve the problem that she's trying to solve by staying in my room.
Maybe she could only stay overnight when she has like morning classes. Would that work?
I have a pretty packed schedule. Like I have classes every day. Also, if we were to do like me only staying on weekends, then I would be staying the appropriate amount, like without having to pay utilities.
Oh, so would you be willing to stay like Friday through Sunday only then?
Would defeat
Without
the
pay?
purpose of this whole resolution, because we wouldn't even have this conversation if I were to just do the weekends, because I would be allowed to.
Okay, so that's a no, right?
No.
Right, I feel like it defeats the purpose of us even trying to come to a solution.
So how about instead of this, like no staying weekdays period, there's maybe, I don't know, maybe specific days that you agree where maybe she's with family, anything like that. Would that be something that you'd be more okay with, Anna? No?
I'd be open to it.
So instead of having weekdays, planning ahead, thinking of specific days, that there will be quietness? Sounds
That
good?
works, yeah.
Okay. Yeah? Right, and we agree with these being the things that we're all okay with using in our agreement?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay, so next, we're just gonna come up with the specifics, and once you guys agree on the specifics, we'll create a little contract thing, and you'll all sign it, and you'll all be good to go after that.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Yay.
All right, we're gonna try to get into more of the specifics about them, so that we can create like a good solution that hopefully works for everyone. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so I'll go one by one. That way we don't get confused. And if you ever need me to go back, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so for organization of food, specifically what? So, you know, should be certain quantity, certain method. What do y'all think?
Making sure things aren't left out like on the counter, like have to be either in like the cabinet or like in the refrigerator or freezer.
So items in
Storage, proper storage.
Proper storage, okay. Anything else?
I think I mentioned earlier that both Evan and Hannah should share a cupboard because there's only 3 of them meant for 3 people.
So how about we try to get a little bit more specific? How about how many cupboard spaces should everyone have? So how many cupboards do you guys have?
We only have 3.
You have 3 cupboard spaces?
Yeah.
So one for each of you then?
Yeah.
And I'm fine to share with Evan.
Okay.
Cupboards. Alright, anything else?
I would say per leaseholder, kind of.
Per leaseholder?
Yeah. That'd be more technically accurate.
Alright, so moving on to the next thing you guys agree with, for asking for permission from owner. More specifics.
If you want to take food, ask the person who bought it.
Yeah, like if it's not yours.
Oh, could you repeat that, Evan?
If it's not yours, you have to like ask the person that bought it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree.
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I guess to try to clear up some confusion, how about when like Evan or Anna buy things? Do you only need to ask one of them, or do you need to ask specific one who bought it, or like either one of them? Because you guys are having them share stuff. So, what would you guys like for that?
Well, personally, I'm fine with anyone eating whatever. I'm used to it. That's why I did it in the first place. So.
Thank you.
So it doesn't seem like an issue for you. Okay. You haven't?
No.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't eat anyone's food anyway, so yeah, that's not
Yeah, I'm
really
not
an
that type
issue.
either, but I appreciate it. Yeah, the thought.
Yeah, I appreciate it too, I guess.
So we're fine with just this then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So moving on to equal utility split. More specific. So how are you splitting it?
I can pay 1/4 of it.
That works, yeah.
That sounds good.
So does that like what things include? Just like all utilities or?
Whatever we get charged for.
Yeah, like water, heat,
Yeah.
All utilities.
electricity.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have gas anymore because our stoves are electric, but yeah.
So about the quiet hours or the noise. What do we do about the quiet hours? Specific times?
Before we threw out like 11 on weekdays, 12:30 on weekends. That's fine with me.
I have a question. Like, if I had a test the next day, would you guys respect quiet hours for my test? Even though I'm not like a leaseholder.
I would, yeah. If you respect me, then I'll respect you. So it goes both ways, right?
So for quiet hours, are we thinking more of like a general quiet hours for every single day, or like test specific quiet hours or project specific quiet hours?
I feel to make it easy, it should be like every day, like weekdays 11, weekends like 12:30.
That makes sense, yeah. And with the plan ahead thing right next to it, if like any of us want to throw a party or something, we'll like notify everyone in advance, double check that it's okay first, right?
Yeah, or if you have like a test that you need to get up early for.
Yeah.
Alright, so it seems like everyone is in agreement of the 11 p.m. weekday quiet hours and the midnight weekend quiet hours.
Did we say 12 or 12:30? I don't care anyway. I think
No, close fine.
yeah,
12's fine?
that works.
You agree with that, Anna?
Yeah, sure.
And the 11 p.m. is fine with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Is this all you want for like the general quiet hours that are every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then how about the planning ahead?
Like if you have a test in the morning, you can like move the weekday one to like 10.
Yeah.
Does that sound fun?
Yeah. And just like if you need any special considerations, and just
Yeah.
communicate it.
Yes.
So moving hours for tests. Is there anything specific you want to set up of like how much notice you need for that, or like how far ahead you should let someone know?
See, like a week.
Week?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, we know our schedule, yeah.
We should have this in like our syllabi at the beginning of the quarter. So
Is it only for tests? Anything specific, or?
anything major, tests, projects, papers.
Does this also include stuff that is not school stuff? So parties, maybe, I don't know.
For parties, you should be planning it more than a week ahead. But yeah, since we all have our syllabi, I think Should be okay. Like, just run it by everyone first.
Yeah, I feel like our underlying needs were the academics, so I think this is a good start for us.
That's a good start. And then, like, if you guys have like other major things, you think you'll be able to
Talk it out.
talk it on like a case by case basis more?
Yeah, we'll be able to brainstorm
Yeah.
just like this.
Okay.
I think I feel more comfortable talking with everyone now than before.
Yeah, me too.
So essentially here, we've outlined pretty much the agreement that you guys have come up with. Again, just want to remind everybody this is voluntary. None of this is like legally binding. It's up to you guys to like agree to actually go through with what you said and what you all came up with. And the next step essentially would be just everyone sign this, just so that we have a document that says like, that can, in a way, hold you accountable for like saying like, you all agreed to this. This is what you wanted. All right. So now that you've all signed it, this is pretty much your contract. It's finalized. It's up to you guys to follow through and all this stuff, as I said before. Hopefully, this is something that all of you can stick to, and hopefully this resolves all your problems that you've had. It might not be perfect, but hopefully at the very minimum, it helps you come to agreements. Not only if like one of these things comes up again, but in like future arguments, you try maybe replicate this process, or at least come with like some things that like you realize are important, like understanding each other's story, understanding each other's emotions, and remembering that when if you get mad at each other or any of those types of things. And if there's ever another problem that comes up, you can either try to implement this process on your own, or if you feel like that isn't going to be the case, you can come here again. We can go through this. We can just do this process over again. Whether it's another problem, or if it's maybe there's a specific thing that isn't working out, or you need to tweak this again. Anything like that. Is everyone fine with that?
Yes.
Okay. I think next time we can work it out on our own. I feel more comfortable talking to Evan and Anna than before.
It's good to hear. Besides that, you guys have finished your mediation, and hopefully everything goes well from now.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Thank you. I think we should group hug.
Not me.